Good afternoon, everyone. It's your boy Shad Talks Graps, and we are back with another installment of the Wrestling Republic Daily Broadcast. And it's Tuesday. You know what that means. We're here to review Monday Night Raw. A lot going down, man. We got a couple more weeks of Raw on the USA Network, and they are about to make the Netflix special something, you might not want to, pause the show, or it won't tell you that it's not, are you still here? Because I think everyone's going to be watching it because they're giving us quite an eventful show, man. And I'm excited for that. And I'm excited to talk everything about Raw, but I can't do this without a prestige panel. First and foremost, you see him every single week almost on Tuesdays. And I think he's got a little surprise for y'all, man. My brother Chaos, how are you, man?
What's good? What's good, everybody? Happy Tuesday. And yes, another week, another Monday Night Raw has passed. And I'm excited to obviously talk about it. But of course, a little, like as Shad said, it's not even really an announcement, it's a little tease. And if you really want to know the full announcement, then you will have to basically look at another show, which is basically at the beginning of the new year, we're gonna be expanding the Twitch channel. Let's just say that. All right. So a certain show that you usually see on the YouTube is going to be moving over to Twitch, but the full announcement will be on the next episode of Take It to the Table, which will be a little, I guess, somewhat of a holiday edition of Take It to the Table as well. But yeah, Twitch is going to get more interesting on pretty much a near weekly basis. Let's just say that. And it's not going to be more than the Daily Show on there, and also and more than watch long. So be sure to check it out. So check out the Twitch channel. But that's then. Let's go talk about Monday Night Raw.
For sure. I'm excited for it. Honestly, I don't even know the full details of it. But I know a little bit, and I can say that it's gonna be something that y'all are gonna absolutely love. So, keep following what Chaos is doing and whatnot. And then it's gonna be special. Last but not least, Jordy couldn't make it. Jordy, I'm gonna tell you this, bro. You a coward. You were running from the grind. Michael Jordan played games with the flu. Why couldn't you, come to work to talk some wrestling? I don't care how
tell him, Kofi.
I don't care how stuffy your nose is. None of that matters. But nonetheless, we got a perfect person to replace him, man. We got someone that doesn't run from the grind. He watches everything pro wrestling. And I just did a show with him on Saturday, so I'm happy to be back in the flesh with my dog, Coby. How are you, man?
I'm doing pretty good. And of course, it's been an odd opportunity that I get to be on a show that is outside of the weekend. Of course, it was Monday Night Raw last night, and I thought it was a very well done show. And I think even then, the structure of what they did last night is almost what they should take and kind of mold Saturday night's main event around, is 3 matches that can get time and truly deliver, because outside of kind of 2 matches on the weekend, there were a handful of underwhelming matches. Last night they really got the time to work. Of course, 2 matches that we will be talking about later, of course, got the time last night. But of course, it's a great time to be a part of the WR Daily. Jordy had to pull out for suspicious reasonings. Who knows? I don't know. Sniffles? I don't know.
Very much suspicious, man. It's all good. We'll see him when we see him. Hopefully, he don't run from me on Friday. Gotta get a comment though. I gotta give props to my dog. I Make Beats, man. What's good, bro? I was watching. Salute to the bro SP3 and True Hill Heat. I saw bro in the comments. I was like, hey, that's my dog. So I had to comment, say what's up to him real quick, man. So salute to him. And then we got Soul Session saying Jordy died on his way back to his home planet.
That is a deep cut. If you don't know, that's obviously a Simpsons episode. I like that. That is pretty cool. I have to go now. My planet needs me.
That is a great reference, man. Salute the soul.
I mean, in Jody's case, it would be the
so-
mouse needs me because he's a Mickey fan.
Yeah, he's going back to Disney World. All
I
right,
saw
anyways,
he's trying to diss Astrobot as well, which is actually, I don't know why he's trying to diss Astrobot. Actually got Game of the Year as well. So, but yeah, if you want to find out more if that is the case, then yeah, check out Twitch.
So you want Chaos to play Fight Forever on Twitch?
Yeah, if you want one viewer, that's him.
Oh my God! Oh man! All right, let's into
Yes.
the topics, man. First and foremost, man, we have to talk about what started the show, and that is a Mr. CM Punk. Phil, man, Phil, you were so good at this stuff, bro. You were so good at cutting these promos, talking about a one Seth Rollins, you know, continuing the I'm not thinking about him type of situations. But if you want to settle a score, like where you at, you going making impersonations of him, saying his music will cut. And we didn't get the music. We did get Seth in the fans, you know, nice back and forth banter between both of these two guys, man. A lot of digs towards each other, really building to this feud, and they get a little bit of scuffle, man. You know, they throwing hands. Oh man, it just all is excellent. And the best part about the episode to me was Adam Pearce backstage, just so angry, so mad, yelling at Seth, yelling at each other. And he did what he's supposed to do. Adam Pearce, kudos to you, brother, man. We are getting Seth Rollins versus CM Punk on Netflix Monday Night Raw. And this has been a little bit in the making, a little over a year in the making. We saw how Seth reacted last year to Punk's return at Survivor Series. We saw everything tied to them when they were been able to go against each other on the mic or cross paths in the ring or whatever it may be. This is the feud that we wanted Punk to have when he returned, and we are getting it on a Monday Night Raw opening in Netflix. Now, I'll tell you this. In any situation, if this was the match set for a regular Raw, I would be a little apprehensive. But the fact that WWE has made it so evident that this is going to be more of like a mini pay-per-view than an actual TV special, I'm here for it, man. I'm all here for it. It's, you know, you're paying for Netflix subscription, but virtually you're getting it on free television, free streaming service, whatever it may be. Borrow it from your uncle if you're able to, your aunt, your grandma, whatever it may be, although they're cutting down on that. But I'm hyped for it. I'm super excited for it. And I got to kick it off first to a fellow CM Punk fan. Chaos, man. What were your thoughts on everything built for this, man? Are you excited?
Hell yeah, I'm excited, man. This was a beautiful way to start off the show. They didn't hold anything back. Yeah, Punk pretty much just relayed obviously what he said to Seth, saying, you know, I haven't been thinking about him at all, but the only way I can move past you is instead of, you know, sidestepping you and going around you, I'm gonna have to knock your ass down, and you know, for me to get to where I want to be, which is obviously the main event of WrestleMania. And yeah, they ain't holding anything back with this episode of Raw, and it's they're really stacking it up. It's definitely different to how it was with the old regime, whereas in when it comes to like a big show, like if it was like Raw 1000 or you know just a big episode for Raw or SmackDown. Usually with the old regime, they just loaded up with nostalgia, you know, DX coming out and taking out, I don't know, Pretty Deadly or something, or we're going to see Goldberg spearing someone and Doink the Clown, all nostalgia acts. This really is, how you know it's definitely a new day, if you will. You know, we're under the new regime where they're stacking it up, making it feel really special, but a fresh type of take. And yeah, you already got Roman Reigns against Solo. Yeah, now you got CM Punk versus Seth. And yeah, I'm sure there's potentially The Rock showing up. It's gonna be a very memorable episode of Raw, and it's not a numbered episode. But yeah, going back to the segment, it was great. Seth throwing out some barbs. Pretty much kind of replayed. He said a similar line that he said when he was feuding with Cody, in terms of, you you left this company trying to take it down while I've been here, putting the flag up for the for this company while you're busy gallivanting and trying to tear us down. He said a very similar line to when he was feuding with Cody. And then it was just hilarious that Punk was just in the ring, just chilling. And then it wasn't until Seth called him Phil that just that just sent him over the edge and he started brawling. Absolutely loved it. And yeah, I'm glad that I'm glad they're not waiting until Mania, but they're waiting for a big show to put this on. And what a better time than the Netflix debut, which makes me wonder what is in store for Seth and CM Punk for Mania. I don't want to really see them replaying this back at Mania. I want to see probably, it might be Punk versus Roman at Mania. And I don't think that has anyone has that on their bigger card, but they probably be up for it. But yeah, no, I'm excited. They're using Punk wisely. They're using Seth wisely, and he's playing this tweener role, and obviously that stuff with McIntyre as well. It's awesome, man. It is absolutely awesome. I'm loving the way they're branching out to different things, and yeah, just keeping things fresh and open. So yeah, I'm excited. Let's get straight to it. I can't wait for the Netflix episode.
Man, and to your point on that, the Drew stuff was really good, because Drew basically saying we got the common enemy. Let's line up. Let's end this. Everything tied to the bloodline. He's like, I'm cool with Jay and Sammy. I ain't cool with you. I don't rock with you. And I thought that was something that is only going to continue the animal that is Drew McIntyre. And like I said a few weeks ago too, like I agree with you where everything is kind of mapped together with these guys on Raw. And man, like what main events? Like you got Solo and Roman as well. Then you also got Punk and Seth. Like
it'll be Roman, and I think it'll be Roman and Solo,
and then Solo,
and The Rock coming out. Yeah, it has to be.
And this
Roman
ain't
probably for co-main.
Yeah, and this got to open up the show. Then this is a hot match to start off. The opening to Netflix, man. I'm excited for it, man. And the comments are sharing a lot of the same sentiment. We even got Numero on Superfly, who interesting comment saying, even though I am excited for CM Punk and Seth Rollins on the premiere of Raw, I got a gut feeling that it will either end in a DQ or a no contest. Possibly. I can see that happening just because I don't think this will be the last one. But I agree with you. I don't want this to be at Mania, since we're so far from Mania in a sense, right? Exactly. Like we're still, give or take 4 months out from it. You don't need to just set that up.
They would run it back. I would say run it back at Rumble, and then they will actually be in the Rumble maybe later on or something. But yeah, I would say
I think they'd be in the Rumble. They wouldn't have a match.
But that's another thing I hate is that like not many it's only very far and few between that people do double duty. Why not do double duty? Just put him later on in the Rumble. You know what I mean?
For sure, especially when they're some of the best people on the roster, man.
We bring that back. Yeah,
man. The homie Kosuke's in the house too. He says, "I believe this will be a 3-parter like Punk and McIntyre," and he thinks it's going to culminate tonight one main event at Mania. See, the thing is this: like, you got to keep it like I won't say fresh, but captivating for it to be a main event. Yeah,
you gotta keep it hot.
So, and that's
the thing. It's up here right now. There's no. You got to keep it up. You can't let it slope down or anything like that.
Yeah, and if it's going to be a 3-parter, like people have already seen it twice. I don't think it's worthy of a main event. I don't know. You can't.
It depends. I think. Yeah, it would depend on the stipulation. It would depend what title.
Yeah, three is a little difficult.
Yeah,
you froze for a second.
I wouldn't if it is a 3-parter. I would not be shocked if I wouldn't say a 3-parter. I would say the rematches at WrestleMania, because you could have whoever win and the Netflix debut. You could have whoever eliminate themselves at the Rumble, Say Punk wins. Punk wins Netflix. Seth eliminates him in the Rumble. Then you either can go off of that, or you could go. Oh, maybe Punk wins the Chamber.
Yeah,
and then
I mean, yeah.
and
Well,
then Seth and Punk have a title right then and there. Like if Gunther defends in the Elimination Chamber, you can kind of take away.
that's another thing
Yes,
too.
that would take Gunther out of the
But
role of now you can do
got
Seth and Punk for the
also
world title.
you got to add
But then what do
Cena
you do with
returning too
Gunther?
to the element of a lot
Oh,
of
I
stuff.
know.
But
There's so many things.
Options.
That's the thing. There's so many things to think about it.
And that's the beauty thing about it. This is the beautiful thing about it. We have not had this kind of situation forever.
For sure. To your point though, Coby, I definitely do want to get your thoughts on what happened last night too. So the floor is yours to kind of just break that down too.
No, yeah, definitely. And I mean, the thing is I look at what was said last week, and I look at what was said last night, and a lot of this is rooted in truth, and I think that's the beauty of this. This isn't blurring the lines. This isn't, oh, I had sex with your wife. This isn't anything of that. This is true. This is true history between these two, where Seth wanted to learn from Punk. And you got Punk acknowledging last night, yeah, I failed you as a teacher, but now I'm ready to give you the lesson that you needed. It's just truthful. It's a true story. It's a true relationship that fell apart many, many years ago. Like Seth said, he stopped talking to me in 2014 after he left the company, and Seth was able to put the company on his back and do his best to not let WWE fall down and crumble like Punk was hoping. And now Punk is back. There's a lot of just truth to it. And I think that is the best part. That is the highlight of this rivalry, is the fact that it is a true statement. I loved the brawling in the crowd. There's not many times where it's like, oh, someone's going to jump the crowd and they're going to start there. Normally they'll either start in the ring or they'll start in the ramp. No, they started in the crowd, made it back into the ring, and they had to go back into the crowd to escape the producers who were trying to hold them back. I mean, I loved the image, and of course I was the one that posted it on the Republic Instagram, but you see how Punk was angered, and he had his eyes wide open as they were being pulled apart. It was just a great visual, but it demonstrates how this is a heated rivalry between CM Punk and Seth Rollins, because they couldn't be pulled apart. They couldn't be kept apart. And I know the one thing that you just said, Shad, earlier was the Adam Pearce element. We have probably the two best authority figures we have ever had. None of them, not none, neither of them are willing to give an inch. They will stand their ground. They will be aggressive when they need to. You have Adam Pearce, who knows how to deliver lines convincingly and with conviction. You got Nick Aldis, who isn't a pushover, and it's just tremendous to see. Adam Pearce elevates it because he has a tremendous tone with what he says, and that was great. He's like, well, why don't you let me do my job? Well, exactly. Let him make this happen. And they did. It was beautiful. It was great. Great moment. Great start to Raw last night.
And yo, that's a great point in regards to Aldis and Pierce. I do think I feel like we've been earning bad figures in the last years prior to having these both. They've kind of, shuffled old wrestlers. We've had whatever it may be. We had like Sonya Deville and Adam
you
Pearce.
had Sonya, you had Shane McMahon, you had Daniel, you had McFoley and Kurt Angle. I think they've had their past, but I mean, that's the thing. Remember what Kurt's storyline was? Oh, he lost power and now he's in a feud. That they were building him up to feud with Baron Corbin. They're not trying to build anyone up here. They got Adam Pearce, who is good in his role and who is a credible authority figure right now.
Mm-hmm.
They got very credible authority figures that aren't pushovers. It was great seeing both of them not stand toe to toe, but they were able to go, well, no, the bloodline does not control Monday Night SmackDown. And they were able to stand there and stand their ground as an official who works for the company and who is making things happen on the show.
For sure. Yeah, no, and
They do.
it's
They
gonna
do.
be
They both do tremendous work.
So, but yeah, man, it's something that I think we all, like we said, we all excited to see, and we'll, continue to monitor what goes on with the storyline as we get to that Netflix Raw. Let's talk about another match, and it was a title match, man. It was the Intercontinental Championship defended by the champ Braun Breaker going against a Ludwig Kaiser. And you started off in the beginning. You mentioned that time was a ample thing for the matches, and I thought this match did get a good amount of time. Thought it was a good style clash. I love the spot where they both were trying to run, or like he was trying to run and do the kick, but Braun wasn't there, and Braun comes around and hits him with a half a spear. Braun selling the hell out of that arm. Ludwig playing the psychology of attacking the arm. I thought it was really dope. And Braun Breaker retains, man. He is still the IC champion. I open the floor to you, Chaos. What are your thoughts on the match? But what are your thoughts on, I guess, what's next in the direction for Braun and even Ludwig?
Yeah, I mean the match was fire. Absolutely loved it. Like I said, there were some cool moments. My favorite was, I think you just pretty much alluded to it, in terms of when Braun Breaker was outside by the steps. Ludwig was running around, and he was not there, and then he turned around, and obviously it was like a big shoulder block, if you will. I kind of wish that was a little bit tighter, if in terms of the timing, the way he turned around, like as soon as he turned around, he gets blasted by Braun, but in a way he kind of just was waiting for it. I just kind of wish that was a little bit tighter, but that's that's nitpicking, if you will. But yeah, great showing from Ludwig, Mr. Turtleneck himself. And yeah, it was a good showing from Braun. At first I was kind of surprised that he won clean, because I was like, surely Sheamus is going to come out and try and interfere into this. But in my head, I just remembered, oh yeah, they already had a triple threat Survivor Series, which was fire. So yeah, there was no reason for any intervention from Sheamus. But yeah, it was a great showing from both. What's next for Braun? I don't know, because at first when he won the Intercontinental Championship, all right, I was like, okay, he needs to have a great run with this. Then obviously Jay came in and interrupted things, and then he got it back. But I just felt like there was not much momentum with Braun afterwards. He just kind of like the heat, because obviously Braun literally just took it from everyone's favorite guy, Sami Zayn. And then obviously Jay came in and interrupted things, and then he gets it back. But it just didn't feel the same anymore. And Braun definitely needed these last two matches in order to get interest into the Intercontinental Championship back, because I think, yeah, like since it's been moved from Jay, it's the value or the heat levels for the Intercontinental Championship has not really been there. So Braun really needed the triple threat match and this to really bring some heat back onto him. And yeah, it was great. Obviously, it's very hard. It's not always easy to work a match with two heels. But the crowd was definitely pro Braun, and yeah, he made it worth it. So what's next for him? Right now I don't know. I don't see there's a clear path, unless they're really waiting until like Braun holds it until Mania, and then Sheamus finally gets his Grand Slam, because it's going to happen. Sheamus is probably going to get it and maybe ride into the sunset afterwards, and that's what they kind of just biding their time until then. Then obviously Braun gets his WrestleMania and Sheamus gets his WrestleMania moment. So yeah, I think that's what's next for him in terms of for Sheamus and Braun. But until then, it's all up in the air now. But if you put some great matches like that, I'm cool with it. Just make the IC title mean something a bit more, if you will. So yeah, no, it was a great showing. It was a great showing.
Nah, for sure. And I do think the end goal should be Sheamus, just because Sheamus is, we've told the story how special that is for him, winning that IC title belt, because he hasn't gotten it yet, right? So it's an accomplishment for him. So hopefully we do get to that. But there is a lot of people on Raw that he could feud with. He's feuded with some pretty talented people, though, to give him credit. Yeah. Breaker. So it's going to be interesting, and I think you even mentioned before, it's only little bit time before we see him in the main event picture, and he's being
100%.
world heavyweight champion.
And
So
like even though the people that's on Raw right now, obviously keep in mind the transfer window thing is open as well, so there's going to be some swapsies, and that will make things a bit more refreshing. So I can't really think off the top of my head, but I'll be up for it.
I think the injury messed it up, but I think Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed might have been the move. The momentum of doing the War Games, even if they ran Seth and Reed back because they kind of were going in that direction,
they definitely were,
where there might have been a third, but then even then Bronson Reed versus Braun could have been the next big monster for Braun Breaker to face. But
hey man,
obviously,
I don't know if y'all watch. I don't know if y'all watch commercials or not, but there is a logo that came up in the commercial with a zero with a slash that could possibly be a Mr. Pentagon Jr. Yep. So who knows? Who knows? I don't know anything. I'm just speculating. But what I cannot speculate for y'all is the great deal that we like to give during the holiday season. And I am not Santa Claus, although I do have a big belly and a beard. It's not enough whites there. I got a gift for y'all, man. And it is a code, man. Watch Progress. You get half off the first month on Demand Progress, plus the home of Progress, Defy, and much more. If you guys are fans of professional wrestling, I highly, highly, highly advise y'all tap in with them, man. A lot of incredible content and a lot of great content from the past that you can go ahead and see guys that we're talking about on this weekly show, a Gunther, a Dragunov, all these people, man, they've all touched the stage of Progress. I highly recommend go seeing that. Keep supporting them, and most importantly, keep supporting us because, we locked in with them. Let's get to this next topic, man, because this is the feud that I feel like I have been talking about since Ben and Clark have allowed me to host Tuesdays with Clark and Jordy, and I'm talking about like better portion of this year. Rhea Ripley and Liv Morgan. Not gonna lie to you, I absolutely love Liv Morgan and I absolutely love Rhea Ripley. I think they are both super talented performers. I think Liv Morgan looked great this past Saturday versus Io Sky. But we are finally getting another iteration of their match. Rhea is the number one contender. Liv cut a promo last night. I did like the promo. I like the megaphone and all that. I think she's really honing into this heel character so well, and she's showing her swagger and personality. But Rhea comes out. She calls Dominic Mysterio and Jordy a chicken tender SLUT. I don't know if I can say that word or not on YouTube.
Yes,
that was pretty crazy. That was pretty insane. But she is the number one contender for the match. They didn't announce when it's going to happen. Part of me feels like it could be on the Netflix Monday Night Raw as well. Yeah, I'm guessing that, but I'm just kind of ready for it to be done with. That's just kind of where I'm at with it. Coby, you are not on every Tuesday, but you obviously review Monday Night Raw, and I'm curious to think what you got to think.
The thing is this almost started a electric bonfire with Ignacio on the weekend, with essentially me and David just saying do something else. And I think he tried to say this was long-term storytelling, and I'm like, I'm looking at what's been happening, and I'm saying it's repetitive. What has changed other than, Dom turns on Rhea at SummerSlam. Raquel returns after weeks of Rhea Ripley just getting beat up, and then they were working the knee, and then they did this injury angle, and it's like it hasn't been as compelling. I don't want to say it hasn't been thought out or anything like that, but if I'm looking at it as a whole, there are moments, there are highlights, there are key events that took place in the storytelling, but week to week, it's not as entertaining as it should be. There's there's stones left unturned. And I think that's the thing here. And I mean, it was a short promo. You had Rhea Ripley tell her to shut up. She said Adam Pearce made her number one contender. We never got an official time for when this match should happen. Netflix is a good shout. I do think they will crown the women's IC champion on that show as well. But like I don't know, they didn't make it official for this match. If it is Netflix, if it is the next Saturday night's main event or the Rumble, there's several possibilities. I don't think it'll be on a Raw that's not between them, that isn't the Raw debut or any of the other ones. I don't know. I mean, it's weird. I thought the biggest thing is it kind of just not that it fell short or fell flat, but it was like, oh, she's number one contender. She dropped the line and then she basically left. The biggest thing to me, and obviously the flow of this flew right into the women's IC triple threat match, which was probably one of the weakest triple threat matches we've seen since they've been doing the mid-card tournaments. I'm sitting here saying, for someone who's attached to probably the biggest heel champion in the company, which is Liv Morgan, Raquel Rodriguez was not getting reactions in that match. And we saw, what I would have done is I would have had Liv Morgan with that megaphone during the match, just being an annoying heel. Get your heat, get your booze on Raquel Rodriguez. So maybe when Zoe hits that drop kick, the crowd pop a little more because they don't want to see Raquel win if Liv is praising her like she's the next best thing. Like that was a mistake to me. But like I just feel like Raquel's not doing a good job. And I think that's what's, I don't want to say that's what's taking me out of this, but that's like, okay, Liv Morgan's doing really good, but has never properly been able to develop herself as what kind of champion she is, because it's always been, oh, Rhea's still here. And this is kind of all about Rhea. And then when we had that 3 weeks off, it's like, okay, things were getting interesting because we were going to go, oh, she did the tag title stuff and we got Io Sky. And then it's like, oh, wait, no, Rhea's back already. Like it feels like a lot of missed opportunities and a lot of flaws in this. But like outside of Rhea being Rhea and Liv doing her job, which is getting heat and getting booze, which she's succeeding, I just don't feel like this is the best they can do for a cohesive storyline.
That is telling. Raquel was probably the weakest person in that triple threat match, and she was going against someone who's in the worst faction of professional wrestling, that is PFC, and that is against a woman who's barely on television. And that, what I got out of the most out of that
the
match,
life of the party, Katana and Kaden. Yeah, no, they're barely on TV.
Yeah, some party there, some shindig that they are throwing. I know that's
some
the gimmick,
EDM
but
party.
great, right? And honestly, I thought she probably was the one who popped the most for me last night, because I was like, man, I forgot how like she could go in the ring. But yeah, it's strange. The IC title tournament, we also saw Kairi Sane get out. I don't know if she's legitimately injured or not, whatever it may be. Io, I would assume, is going to take her spot. That needs to win the IC title. And I don't care what anybody says. I know that there's a comment right here. Dakota Kai, right? Dakota Kai should be the first women's Intercontinental Champion. Absolutely not. No, not at all. If you want a belt to mean something, you add it to an established superstar that the fans are going to be interested in getting behind. That is why Chelsea Green won on Saturday. That is why the fact that Io is possibly going to be in it, give it a belt. That's the fans love.
Shad, it's not going to be Dakota. It's not going to be Io. It wasn't even going to be Kairi Sane. It is going to be Natalia.
Nah,
She's a
nah,
workhorse.
nah.
She's been there for the longest. They need to give her something as a thank you for being such a being a team player in the company. So yeah, just give it to her, and then make her defend it for a little bit, and then give it to IEO Sky. Then yeah, fine. But it's gonna be Natalia, and then when it does, I'm gonna give you the longest laugh ever in the group chat.
Oh yeah, because she's
This is the
definitely
one time I'm gonna miss not seeing that laugh because it ain't gonna happen. It ain't-
Natty Neidhart, who I think
She's
is
still in it.
splendid person, man. A legend for what she does for wrestling, but the fans still don't really rock with her. I don't know. I don't know what it is, Natty. It ain't my fault. Don't blame me. You can look in the mirror, man. The most telling thing about Natty is she gave a kid the sunglasses, and the kid did not want the sunglasses. She's trying to pull the Bret
Yeah.
Hart,
Oh my
and
God, that was hilarious.
and the child didn't want it. Like, ew, no. Like, oh my God. Anyways, yeah, we know
I
Raw
mean,
is take Chris Leclerc.
I
Don't
mean,
put no spoilers out there.
the funniest thing with Natalia was, I mean, last year when we were kind of having this, oh, Rhea Ripley's in a grid spot because she's in like the main storyline of Raw, doing the Judgment Day versus everyone. But it was like her as the champion. It was like, oh yeah, Rhea Ripley's best match since WrestleMania was
Natty.
Natalia on Raw. And it was
And
like,
she's
oh
a
wait, no,
great
yeah,
worker.
she's a phenomenal worker, and she can work when they give her time. But it's like, I don't think anyone wants to see her in a main event spot. Nobody wants to see her trying to carry a division. Maybe the mid card division works now, but I don't think she wins.
Yeah, I don't think so. But let's talk about some real winners, man. We are officially out of the Judgment Day vortex as tag team champions. It was
Woohoo!
like 170 plus days as champions. They said like what 2 or 3 title defenses. Absurd statistic. But hey, man, why work smarter, not harder, right? That's how it is. But truth be told, man, it just was something that we were all kind of getting tired of. And I'm still getting tired of, even after the match last night, man. Damian Priest and Finn Balor are continuing their feud. And I am just it's become so long in the tooth. I don't care about it so much. I think both guys are so much better than having to continue it. It is what it is, man. It's not about them. It is about our new tag team champs, the War Raiders, Eric and Ivar. Man, when I saw their little vignette building into the match, talking about like, them having to, it may be my last time wrestling. I got to do this for my 2-month-old son. I was like, man, I hope these guys, cap it off and win it tonight. They did it. Salute to them. Excellent match. I'm going to pass it to y'all, man. I want to know what y'all thoughts on the end of the Judgment Day title reign. Are y'all celebrating? What are y'all bringing to the parade? Chaos. What's up, man?
Yeah. It was a fun time for sure. Yeah, the vignette was pretty cool. Even though like it's almost copy edit paste in terms of they're doing it for their son and family and I don't know hometown. We saw it with DIY. We saw it with the numerous others. Machine Gun. I'm always every time I say them, I'm about to say Machine Gun Kelly. The Motor City Machine Guns. But yeah, it was yeah. I love the War Raiders, man. I'm glad that they are called what they were supposed to be called. As in the War Raiders, they did it in this gimmick, and they're still entertaining as hell. Judgment Day, like I said, yeah, they were just marinating those titles, sitting on them, keeping them warm for the longest time. But it's not the first time. I mean, I know it's a singles title, but I remember when Dean Ambrose had the United States Championship when he was in the Shield, barely ever defended the damn thing. And I thought Shinsuke Nakamura when he was the IC champion at one point. So yeah, it's nothing new. It's just one of them things. But at the same time, while they were keeping them, they were still in prominent positions as a group. You know, they weren't just kept off TV; they were constantly used in different scenarios. So yeah, it is what it is. Now with the War Raiders, it should be a very fun reign. Who's going to be next? I mean, yeah, I mean, you got potential people like you got the Final Testament with AOP, your favorite tag team, Shad, and others, and obviously the transfer window. Like I said, there's gonna be some swapsies, gonna be some new challengers coming up soon. So yeah, it's an exciting time. To be fair, I was kind of surprised it was the main event, but then again, the fact that it was the main event, I was like, yeah, they're definitely gonna win. They're definitely gonna win. You know, they ain't gonna lose twice in the main. But yeah, no, it was exciting times. I ain't really got much to say. Just give them something to be remembered by, and that's frequent matches on Raw and a couple on the PLE as well. So yeah, let's get straight to it.
For sure. And yeah, hopefully they can just squash AOP because AOP is trash. Basura, garbage, man. They making my. By the way, shout out to my dog Cross yesterday too, bro.
Oh, he killed it.
I love it, man. I like him and Miz's dynamic, but that's neither here nor there.
Stop talking. You will do
it. Got that boy shook. It's gonna be fresh, man. You know, since they are baby faces, them versus the Creeds is definitely something I'm excited to hopefully get. So
I was gonna say, like, I mean, you just
go ahead, Coby. You got the floor too, man. Go ahead.
I do get the floor, yeah. But you just mentioned AOP. Imagine War Raiders, AOP, and whatever Loomis and Gacy in a triple threat match. Like, I think it would just be
Loomis and Gacy
heavy hitters match. Too. It'd just be a heavy hitters match. It'd be almost the exact opposite to the DIY Profits and Machine Guns.
Big meaty men.
No, this is the meat tag team division.
For sure. Here. And then we got the homie that is a hard critic, man. Sean Ellis even saying that was match of the night. So
100%.
Hey, yeah. But Coby, what are your thoughts on the match going into it? Obviously, you reviewed the show yesterday too. Talk about it.
That's the thing, and I mean, looking back at it now, it's like, yeah, this makes sense. I mean, they did the first match, and it was like, oh, Judgment Day win again, and then now it's like, okay, now they mentioned it. I want to say like 3-4 times that this was where Ivar trained. This is a place where Ivar not grew up, but he became a wrestler, and he learned it, and he honed his craft, and he grew up in this area. So it was very much a give Ivar this big moment. And I think the best part of that decision of, okay, we're going to bring the War Raiders back, not the Viking Raiders. We're bringing back the War Raiders. And I think that's the beauty of it, because now we can sit here and go, oh yeah, these guys are humans too. We can relate to someone who just, I mean, I can't. I know you will, Shad, but you'll be able to relate to not Eric. I was going to say Raymond Rowe, but Eric going, yeah, I'm just about to have a child, or I just gave birth to it. I just got a child born, and now I want to do this, and that's going to connect to a lot of people. Ivar having this moment connects to a lot of people. That makes sense. Now, on the opposite on the horn, because I do want to bury Damian Priest and Finn Balor right now, I am back on the side of this Judgment Day stuff, and maybe not the last few 6 months, but the Judgment Day has not benefited Finn Balor one bit. It's given him a place to be on TV, but I like seeing what he came out on Saturday night's main event with that goofy mask. It is so goofy. It is so bad. It's so ugly. This man lost his aura. This man was a dominant NXT champion and a highly competitive wrestler. And now it's like, oh, wait, no, this guy's a goof because he's goofing around. He's saying, oh, when you listen to Finn, we win. And like a lot of this just doesn't make sense. I am well past caring about Finn Balor right now. And that's not like, I know Damian Priest has to get his lick back, but I mean, he beat him at Bad Blood. And now it's like, oh, we're going to continue it. Because, I mean, what's the end goal here? Is Finn Balor beating Damian Priest the end goal? That's not going to make me care about Finn Balor. Like that's what I don't get here. Is what's the end goal of continuing this? Because Damian already won. Is the end goal a WrestleMania match where Finn Balor finally wins? I mean, what does that do? That doesn't give. I mean, that probably makes Damian not look as good, and then that also goes, oh well, where's Finn gonna go after that? Like, there's so many things. It's like I just don't care about Finn right now.
To that point, it's a bit of a lose-lose for both. Like, there's not a both of them. Yeah, ain't nobody can afford losing that feud.
Yeah,
go ahead.
I mean, I was gonna say, like, there's two. I got two responses. In terms of the mask that he wore, I guess out of all the masks that he's worn, that one was the weakest. It just was a sack. Plus, I'm surprised that no one.
It was probably the best one, though.
I'm surprised that no one from the crowd actually reacted off him.
Because the Kanye one was dope.
That's what I'm saying. That one was cool. I like that one. I like that one. Cool. But yeah, in terms of obviously what's the end goal, it definitely is going to be Finn versus Damian again, and I think they believe that Finn is in a position where if he loses, he's still safe. I wouldn't say like he's not like a Dolph Ziggler, but I mean like he's one of those veterans where the bigger picture is Damian Priest. So Finn Balor, no matter what happens, he's going to be fine, and he's probably still going to be given a push after the feud. My guess is that they're probably going to maybe shoehorn this into the Raw Netflix show, just to finalize it and be done with, and then that's when you're going to see the final breakdown of Judgment Day, and then take it from there. But I think that's where they're going to destroy everything. They're going to, Rhea probably is going to face Liv there as well. And then Damian and Finn, that'll be
probably get Chad Gable and Otis too, because they kind of open that wound back up.
They locked eyes
the Alpha
again.
Academy, right? Maybe. I guess we never.
Well, I mean, Chad's gonna beat Tozawa. Chad's gonna beat Tozawa.
I would hope so. I like Tozawa, but I hope he ankle locks his ankle off of his damn leg, man.
Yeah, dude, do what Angle did to Scotty 2 Hotty. Yeah. Do the Scotty 2 Hotty and angle thing. That was
he needs to like make it a big time squash, but that's neither here or there. Y'all, some people like to read spoilers. I know it was taped. Don't comment them over here, y'all. We gonna watch it next week. That is all the time we have for today, man. I appreciate all y'all in the comments and watching on all platforms. We'll be back with the daily same time tomorrow. Like, comment, subscribe, follow Chaos. We'll take it to the table with his new episode. And yeah, man, keep rocking with us, man. We'll catch you on the flip side. In the words of Jay Uso, deuces.
Yeet.